We are live. Hello, Kian.
Hello, Dor. Here we go.
Here we go. So we have an interview in front of us.
Yes,
Can you share some context about this video, about
yes.
this interview?
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you, Dor, for giving me this doorway to possibility, basically. I just want to, yeah. And I feel really glad to jump with you on this call. And yeah, this interview is in the context of like we're together creating this coaching circle, this circle where coaches meet, support each other, and build their own businesses in, and share their newest technology, their newest discovery, and basically just support each other in this process of making themselves visible in the world with their own business, with their own what they bring into the world. And
Yeah,
from this context, this idea arose of creating an interview, or basically to create a platform where we exchange about where we are at with our own journey, with our own transformational journey, but also the journey of becoming self-dependent and working as a coach. And also just maybe just to get us like also to show our also human side and not only the coaching side of us. And yeah, that's my motivation to do this interview with you today, and I'm here for that. I'm really joyful, looking forward to it. If you have anything to add, go ahead.
yeah. I feel joy too. We started this adventure of doing a coaching circle. It was kind of like a mutual. I remember you told me that you had the same idea, kind of, and we we jumped in. We are a few people right now. We're 4 or 5, and we are bringing coaching in a different way, in a way that is someone can come and get all the mirrors of coaching around him, not just from one person to get the reflection, but to get reflection from a bunch of coaches around him, and really that person can be part of the circle. So you can join and yeah, and get it from all of us. That's what it is about. And also for each one of us can get feedback and coaching from the other coaches in the circle. So it's kind of revolutionary. It's great, and I'm happy I'm doing this with you because I know you're super serious and you have a lot of experience and matrix to share with people. So I'm happy, and I propose we each ask each other a few questions to for people to get to know each other and stuff like that.
Yes, I'm totally down for that. Thank you, Dor.
Right. So, how would we start that?
Yeah, basically the first person goes first, like whoever has the impulse. I think I want to go first.
Okay. I
I
I
have
wrote the questions here so I can.
Yeah, and I also wrote down questions, but I want to invite us both to be with the emerging of this space, and also like if we're inspired to ask a follow-up question, or if there's something where we want to go deeper into or know more about, just go with the flow and not stay with the structure of this, like what we already know, what we've written down.
Okay, great.
Cool. So, Dor, I'm like I'm seeing you on your journey for basically maybe since February or something like this. I got to know you in February, I think, through from some call where I saw you in the book club or something like this, from Clinton Callahan, where the book Radiant Joy, Brilliant Love was read. And from this moment on, I saw you and I knew you're kind of a person who's on his journey, who's really who's walking his path. And I was really inspired just hearing you speaking in the book club. And my question for you is like, what is your motivation to be on this path of evolution for yourself and for others?
So I just thank you for the question. I just want to say hello to the people that are watching and joining us. And yeah, it's like I don't really do it for other people. I would say it's not like that. Trying to rescue anyone or the world, like rescue the world or something. But it's a lot of it. I just thought about it today. A lot of it is just a calling that I had to do stuff. I didn't really know why and why I'm called to do it, but I just did those things. For example, start my first video, start my YouTube blog, start coaching. Like when I started coaching, I had one guy that I got him from a friend that worked with him in the university, like super random. And I was just called to start that, and I was just called to talk with a bunch of people about what I'm doing, and I was called to do all these little steps that brought me to do what I do today. So I would say it's a bit of an impulse.
And when I just have a follow-up on what you shared, like when you say you felt called to make the first video, to start coaching the first person, like what is this sensation for you? Like what is this being called to do something for you?
So now I know that is what we call in possibility management conscious anger about something. And it's we when we hear conscious anger, we think it's um, it's in reaction to something, like I'm angry at something. But it's not really like that. Conscious anger is more like that's what I'm taking a stand for. It's like I have to do it. You know, in the movies where the guy is just I just have to do it. I don't know why. And yeah, it's like that kind of feeling of conscious anger. It's like today I'm not gonna do my usual shit. I'm not gonna just stay home, watch TV or something. I'm just gonna get up and do that thing. That thing because I have to do that. And it feels like this.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you. I get a sense, and I even have one more follow-up. Actually, I want to go a little deeper, Dor. I want to dig out all the gold that you have in there, because I think there's a lot of gold in that. So, and you said like you had this conscious, now you can name it as that, this conscious anger experience that tells you you want to do something. Actually, you want to take a stand for something. You don't want to hang out just home, and you want to start basically living your life. Or I have this kind of sense to it. And my question is like, what are you taking a stand for in that, in your work? What is it that you embody in that?
Yeah, so a lot of people are putting smart things online that we can learn and watch, or even doing workshops that like people can come and watch them. But then most of the people in the world don't do that. Most of the people in the world are, I don't know, going somewhere else, some other direction. And that's what leads to a lot of the world's problems. When I'm talking about the world's problem, I'm 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 looking at it as my problem because I live in the world. So all the shit that is happening in the world, it affects me. And because like I got very sensitive to all of that and I got educated about it, like learning geography and environmental studies, I realize how much that stuff affects me economically, my environment, the air that I breathe, the fact that I need to quarantine. It's like all of it, everything is connected, and everything comes from that fact that people are not going and educate themselves on self-development, on those kind of distinctions, self-evolution. And then that's what I'm taking a stand. Like if people can see my journey through it and see, wow, even that idiot guy that I know him from getting drunk at parties and doing stupid shit, if that guy is doing that and learning all that stuff and it's working for him to make his life a bit better, it's like maybe I can do it. And that's my foot in the door.
Cool.
Yeah, I want to kind of return these questions because they are great questions. So I want to return those questions to you and maybe start with how did you got into doing what you're doing today? It's like when I met you, even online, but then when I met you in the possibility management lab in Portugal, I got to know this guy. But how did you end up there? What was your journey?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Yeah, my first encounter with, I call it feelings work or self-development work, like my first real experience encounter was in an event I organized at my university when I was around 20 years old. Basically, we had a it's called like Autumn Academia in Germany, and it was in a really beautiful big old house on top of a mountain with a view down on the river, and you could see the sunfall every evening, and it was really a beautiful place just to live. And we organized this event where we invited a lot of cool people, like from different contexts, like doing sexological work, like getting to know your body in a different way from inside. There were contact improvisation people, and there was also a Gestalt therapist. And basically we were 1 week in this amazing roller coaster journey through all our bodies, all our feelings. Like it was an amazing time. And in this week there was this Gestalt therapy guy that I visited regularly, like every day for 2 hours, something like that. And there was a group workshop, and he was doing kind of processes with the people, and I was just like mind blown by that people could actually feel their feelings, that this is even possible, like, and that they could feel that much or cry that much or be that angry, things I've never seen before. And in the last day of this workshop, I was, okay, actually I would like to do my own process as well. And there was something like it didn't work out, but he said, okay, even though we don't have time, because you really ask honestly, I want to give you the space, and even though I need to leave in 2 hours, basically, I will give you these 2 hours for a space, a discovery space for you, and everyone else is welcome to join. And a lot of people showed up. They were like, yeah, I want to see your process. And this really touched me. I was like already starting to cry. I was just touched by having this extra opportunity and people saying, hey, I want to be with you in the process that is happening for you. And so there was already a big crack opening for me in my heart that I haven't cried actually for 10 years or something like this before. I was really a numb person. And just these tears were already really relieving. And then I went into the process, and basically what you do is you go into the middle. There are maybe 10 people around you, and you start expressing what's going on for you. And you share, people listen to you, and there's a guy, like the therapist is guiding you through that, or was guiding me through that. And I just went in there and broke down totally. I started just crying for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I don't know how much stuff I buried within myself from the past. And I cried all this stuff out, and it really felt like being born anew. Like people were getting closer to me, holding me, and I was like screaming and crying, and it was really intense experience. And there was a mother who just gave birth like 6 months ago, and she was feeling like she was having her birth experience again, she told me afterwards, because it was such an intense atmosphere.
Wow.
And after that, I was like, I opened my eyes and I was like, I want to do that again. That was the first thing I said, because I felt so alive. I felt like I was seeing people for the first time, not having projections on them and not projecting my own pain onto them. I could really see them. I was just so touched by actually being with people. And I walked around like after this super light, and it was an amazing experience. And that was basically the start for me. After that, it was clear, wow, I want to do something in this direction. I want to go into feelings work. I want to go into self-development. I want to really go deep and find out what goal and value is actually buried within me and within other people. And this is how it started. Thank you for that
Wow.
question.
Wow, thank you for sharing. It sounds very powerful experience. And how was it? Like, I know that today you're already doing that. You're holding spaces. You're holding emotional healing processes for people. How is it for you today to do that? To hold these kind of spaces for other people?
Yeah, basically it's part. It feels like part of the reason why I'm here. I can. There's some sense of fulfilling what is meaningful in my life when I hold space for people. And it's, of course, it's not like all the time. It's going up and down, and it also depends on my internal state, and if I'm maybe triggered, or if things are actually coming up for me in the moment, or there's something to work on for me. But in general, I have this great gratefulness and sense of this is what I came here to do for when I hold space for people. And I've made these experiences of like feeling myself in the bigger picture. Like usually I experience myself in this localized, I'm just me, Kian, I don't know, some guy, have some stories about me. But sometimes when I hold space, I get this feeling of there's actually more to human existence, or to my life and to the life of the people around me. And it's way more interconnected and way more meaningful than I can perceive with my usual senses. And this becomes apparent in moments of me holding space for people's transformation.
Yeah, and what would you say to someone that is just starting, that was where you were, but didn't get the opportunity of going through this huge healing process like you did, having all these people, like someone that's maybe is watching this and is kind of watching videos and stuff, but he didn't really experience anything like that yet, like the stuff that you describe. What would you tell him, like, to explore? Where can he begin to explore all of that?
Yeah, thank you. That's a cool question. If you are this person that Dor just described, I want to invite you to step out of trying to do that alone. Because I think a lot of, like, in our culture in general, there's this belief, or there's this tendency of trying to figure things out by oneself and not really to ask for help, not looking for the people that want to be with you together on this journey. And there's this isolation happening a lot. And basically where I would start again, or if I would start again, is I would really look for places where what turns you on happens, and go there, talk to people, meet people, and ask for help, like, be vulnerable with where you are, and say, hey, I'm here with this struggle, and I need help with it. Can you help me with this? This alone is a power, like, to ask for the help that you need, and to go to the places where you feel like you can get the help, because you will not get this help with your family in most of the cases. Maybe there are some cases where you get the help there already, and that's amazing. But most of the families are the cause of how you are at the moment. And to change that, you need to find a new context, a new game world, basically a new place where different rules and different ways of living are already practiced, so you can develop these things within yourself.
Wow, thank you. That's a powerful answer, and I hope people can get it, can do that and ask for help. And I mean, I think me and you both are offering our help in that, if there's someone that is looking for that, or looking for ways to not do it alone, at least possibilities for not doing it alone. I think both of us can offer that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
so I just want to write the coaching circle that we are we are both in, so you can kind of search for that as a adventure that we are both on right now, me and Kian. You can, maybe that's a place to start, to to search for that. All right.
Okay, yeah. It's my turn to ask you again, Dor, to dig for your gold. So I want to know what your visions for your life are. Like, I want to invite you also, to tap into that force that comes from the future and calls you, maybe, to hear from you, tapping into that future force, this vision force, and telling, like, what is your vision for your work and for your life that you're aiming for, that, or maybe that calls you.
Yeah, so it's connected to what you said before about doing this not alone. And I was a lone wolf for many years, and now I can kind of appreciate in the last year or two, when working in a team with teams from possibility management, and so I can appreciate working together with people. And then I think the way I see the future coming up is in a community. So we have a certain name, or a different kind of community. We call it Nano Nation, which is a basically it's a community. So it's a next culture community. So it means that it's a community with different programming. There is different set of mind in that community, different set of distinctions, and different consciousness. So I see myself being in or creating this nano nation, this community that is with people that are adventurous, people that are alive, that love life. They want to go all over the world and experience life in a different way, like you said before, like experience life in an extraordinary way, and also holding spaces like this for other people, so other people can experience this work. So I see myself going around the world with these people in this community, holding space for more people to join this community, and maybe helping other communities with their, like, programming soft thoughtware. And yeah, I see that as a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to do that.
Wow. So you have this vision of a traveling the world nano nation that supports other people and other communities in the development of their thoughtware and feelware, basically.
Yeah, feel where I like it. Yeah.
Cool. And can you just say a little bit more like about what turns you on in that? Like what makes you what is the fire for you in that image for your future? Like
Yeah, the thing that turns me on is to create solutions, like create solutions for stuff. And I love to see that the solution is a sustainable solution. For example, you take compost, you take like garbage and you make it like food for plants. So that kind of solutions are really turning me on for some reason. So I'm thinking about solutions about how people can travel the world in a sustainable way. And it doesn't really mean only by planes or not by planes or something like that. It means like if I don't buy a house, so building a house, it's a lot of, it takes a lot from the world, a lot of unsustainable energy is going to that. So if I don't build a house and I travel the world and maybe I have a tent or maybe I have a community of people that exchange where they live, or we can live a lot of people in the same place. And then if we travel together, we can cook together. So we don't need to each individually buy things in like little wraps of stuff. So I think there is a big key for sustainability in the world for communities like that travel around in a sustainable way as much as possible. And that's something that turns me on in that journey, like finding these kind of solutions.
yeah, wow, I love that. That's inspiring. It feels to me a little bit also like this. It feels like a future thing, but also coming back to the roots of this, just where we have been as humanity, maybe 20,000 years ago, like with these wandering nomads spirit to it. Like that, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and I mean it doesn't have to be like that all the time. Like it scares people sometimes to think I'm gonna only travel like that, and it scares me too. And I don't think it has to be like this all the time. I mean, you can find a place that you like and stay there for a few months or stay there for as much as you want, and then still be part of that community, but and still move when you need to, or move where you need it to, something like that. But that's like you said, it's a vision, so it's just the beginning. So I have a question that it reminds me of a question that I wrote for you, and I wonder what is I mean, what changes would you want to see in the world?
Wow. Yeah, that's really touching me, this question. I feel like my heart is burning for that. I want to, like, the first thing that really is on top of my list at the moment is to do something with the youth, to do something with young people. Like, I believe or I see that the future of our planet lives in the life of the hand or lives in the hand of the lives of the young people, like of the people who go to school at the moment or who start their career path or whatever path, like the career path in quotation marks. And I want to see that these people like get a different way of upbringing into the world. that's something I burn for. I even stand for at the moment in the work I do. Like I'm working with young adults who want to bring their own projects into the world, and I notice in this work there's so much that I wish I myself had in growing up. Like things were told to me, like, or that there were people who would have believed in me, that there were men who showed me what it means to be a man, that there were yeah, that there were men who taught me about love and how to be with a woman, all these kind of, that they're like, but the same thing for women as well, like on basically how we can, like, I want to see the world teaching its children to follow their hearts, and not like just what they feel. I don't mean this by that. I think there's a sense of being oneself that I want to describe with this, that people learn and are brought up into following the essence of what they are as a human being, and that they take a stand for that in the world in their own uniqueness, and don't try to, like, that we don't have this culture of making our children adapt to what is already given, but like make this kind of a where they can jump off from our system, that we have a system where they can jump off from into their individual expression of themselves. And yeah, that's one of the big dreams I have for the world. Like, you muted, Dor. I can't hear you.
Yeah. So I wonder, I know a bit about your story from what you told me, and I wonder why is that you have the calling to work with the youth, and why is that burning in you? Like,
So there are different, I think there are different motivations to it. So basically, there's always, or my story at least I have, is that there's always something about the wounds that I have to heal for myself in it. So I have the sense that there are wounds in my youth that I'm still healing, and from seeing these places of pain within myself, there's this motivation to, and also this perspective or this focus on seeing that also in the world. And so there's this part of, like, I see my own pain and the pain in the world that correlates with that or resonates with that, and I have the motivation to do something about that. And there's also, I think, something more woo-woo like, or magical or mystical, just like something, yeah, something really magical that just happens when I'm in a room with young adults or young people, where something else starts working through me, where I feel like I can let go into something I don't know, like really intellectually, or I hadn't had an idea like this is how it is before, but something starts speaking to me that heals myself actually while listening to it and giving it to other people. And this, I trust kind of in this magic. I trust in this mystical way of speaking and actually not knowing where it's coming from, but it's doing its work. And yeah, this is something I follow. This is something I want other people also to follow. To be in the places where this can happen, and to be with the people, and to be in this workspace, to where what we call in possibility management, the archetypal lineage just is getting turned on and starts taking over and delivering things I did not even know I know.
oh, cool. I'm happy that you're doing that work. I'm happy for the youth that you're working with. I think they are lucky.
Thank you. Okay, so one more question for you, I would say. I want to ask you one more question.
Okay, I'm just gonna go close the window for really quick.
Yeah, there are people shouting like they want to be on the stream. That's good.
Yeah, we have a funky neighborhood here.
Okay, my question goes in a similar direction, like to what I just shared. And I want to know, and I want you to speak from the place where, like, in where your archetypal lineage is turned on. Like, where is it where you start deliver things you don't know about, and you can even do that now. Like, the invitation is open to start speaking about this and roll from there to what is your closing message for the people who might listen to this call or who are listening to this call.
Yeah, I'm very big those days on rage clubs, on holding space for rage clubs for, and especially now I did one for men. So I'm holding space for a rage club for men that's going to happen in 3 weeks. And if anyone wants to join, welcome to find me on my profile on Facebook. You have all the information for the rage club there. And the reason I'm very passionate about that, because I kind of realized that the anger work is the base work for the rest of the feelings. And once someone have really is in touch, connected with their feelings, fear, anger, joy, sadness, there's really, I think, like the whole spirituality thing, meditation, like the whole other stuff that is out there is not very relevant anymore. It's not needed that much. It's almost like you want to get somewhere and you're going to ask all these people for advice how to get there, and they tell you take a big coat and put your rain boots and all that. But then when you just have the GPS in your phone, you don't need all of that, and you can just go. And that GPS is our feelings. So I'm very passionate about bringing people into the anger, conscious anger work, because that is the key for them to feel the other feelings, and then they can navigate from their feelings. And it's a process. It's not like a magic. It takes a bit of practice and time, but then, I mean, I saw it how it is for me and for other people. It becomes like, okay, now what can you do in life? What's your next step? But like most of the problems and the stuff we get stuck with, and our lack of clarity about what we want from our life, and then that leads to like addiction and all the shit. Like all of that is pretty much solved once we start feeling and being connected to our conscious feelings. So I'm very passionate about that, and that's what I have to close this thing out. It's just like get to know your conscious feeling, and maybe there it's different from what you thought. Maybe it's different from you thought, yeah, but I can already feel, but maybe it's something different. So now I'm going to mute myself because
Okay, well, it's all right. It's not that loud. It's very quiet in the background. You,
okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna end with that, and I want to hear something about you, some like the same question for you.
first, I want to say, wow, this Rage Club for Men really turns me on. I want to be there. I want to, yeah. But and I already applied for a Rage Club in January, so we'll see. And I think I'm thinking about doing one myself. So let's see how that fits in.
Yeah, I propose you come maybe for one meeting just to hold space with me for that. I would be happy to have you there.
Okay, that's actually okay. Let's chat about this. If there's a collaboration in that, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, basically, no, not basically. What to finish off with is, yeah, if something in you is spoken to by what Dor and I just shared, like don't just wait in your don't just wait in your safe house. Like take risks, go out there and find ways of of following that small voice within yourself that tells you something else is possible. And there are many options Dor shared, like he's offering a rage club, but the world, like I want to be more broad, like the world is so rich of great opportunities, and it really needs you to take a step, like to take, if it's the first or the second, doesn't matter, like just needs you to take the next step. And that's my invitation, that's what I'm asking, that's my wish for you who's listening, that to take the next step.
Yeah, thank you for that. And if your next step, by the way, is wanting to know more about the coaching circle, about the work that me and Ken are doing together in this coach circle together, so please let us know. We're gonna publish both of our contacts and details down below. So, and yeah, Ken, thank you for doing this interview. It's was very extraordinary for me. I didn't expect it to go deep on things like that. So thank you for your question, and thank you for also answering in the way you do it.
Yes, thank you too, man. Same for me, it was a pleasure, it was great, it was, yeah, felt a lot of ecstasy, basically just ecstasy to fly through this space with you.
Thank you, Kian. All right. Thank you, everyone that watching. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please comment below. See you next time.